Welcome back to our online Swadhyaya reading retreat labs. So, in the last session, we have completed canto number 9, chapter number 6. So, in the chapter number 6, we have talked about the downfall of Sobhari Muni. So, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is the descendants of King Mandhata. So, I will just share my mind map, and we will be covering this chapter in 2 sessions or 2 days. So let me share my screen. Yes. So if you see here, we have this chapter is divided into 2 parts. First of all, in the first session today, we'll be talking about the stories of Purukutsa and Triśaṅku. And in the tomorrow, we will be covering the story of Harishchandra. Right. So now, without any further ado, let's then get started with chapter number 7. Canto number 9 is Liberation. Chapter number 7, the descendants of King Mandhata. In this chapter, the descendants of King Mandhata are described, and in this connection, the histories of Purukutsa and Harishchandra are also given. The most prominent son of Mandhata was Ambarish. His son was Jovanaswa, and Jovanaswa's son was Harita. These three personalities were the best in the dynasty of Mandhata. Purukutsa, another son of Mandhata, married the sister of the snake Sarpagana, named Narmada. The son of Purukutsa was Trishadashu, whose son was Anaranya. Anaranya's son was Hareshwa. Haresh's son was Prauna. Prauna's son was Trivandhana, and Trivandhana's son was Satyavrata, also known as Triśaṅku. When Triśaṅku kidnapped the daughter of a Brahmana, his father cursed him for this sinful act, and Triśaṅku became a Chandala, worse than a Sudra. Later, by the influence of Vishwamitra, he was brought to the heavenly planets, but by the influence of the demigods, he fell back downward. He was stopped in his fall. However, by the influence of Vishwamitra, the son of Triśaṅku was Harishchandra. Harishchandra once performed a Rajasuya Yajna, but Vishwamitra cunningly took all of Harishchandra's positions as a Dakshina contribution and chastised Harishchandra in various ways. Because of this quarrel arose between Vishwamitra and Vasistha, Harishchandra had no sons, but on advice of Narada, he worshipped Varuna, and in this way he got a son named Rohita. Harishchandra promised that Rohit would be used to perform a Varuna Yajna. Varuna reminded Harishchandra repetitively about this Yajna. But the king, because of affection for his son, gave various arguments to avoid sacrificing him. Thus, time passed, and gradually the son grew up. To safeguard his life, the boy then took bow and arrows in hand and went to the forest. Meanwhile, at home, Harishchandra suffered from dropsy because of an attack from Varuna. When Rohita received the news that his father was suffering, he wanted to return to the capital, but King Indra prevented him from doing so. Following the instructions of Indra, Rohita lived in a forest for 6 years and then returned home. Rohita purchased Sunaha Sefa, the second son of Ajigartha, and gave him to his father Harishchandra as the sacrificial animal. In this way, the sacrifice was performed. Varuna and the other demigods were pacified, and Harishchandra was freed from disease. In this sacrifice, Vishwamitra was the Hota priest, Jamadagni was the Advaryu, Vasishtha was the Brahma, and Ayasha was the Udgata. King Indra, being very satisfied by the sacrifice, gave Harishchandra a golden chariot, and Vishwamitra gave him transcendental knowledge. Thus, Sukadeva Goswami describes how Harishchandra achieved perfection. So, this was the short summary. Now, we will be moving to the verse. Verse number 1, translation. Sukadeva Goswami said the most prominent among the sons of Mandhata was he who is celebrated as Ambarish. Ambarish was accepted as a son by his grandfather, Yubanaswa. Ambarish's son was Yovanaswa, and Yovanaswa's son was Harita. In Mandhata's dynasty, Ambarish, Harita, and Yovanaswa were very prominent. Verse number 2. The serpent brothers of Narmada gave Narmada to Purukutsa, being sent by Basuki, she took Purukutsa to the lower region of the universe. Purport. Before describing the descendants of Purukutsa, the son of Mandhata, Sukadeva Goswami first describes how Purukutsa was married to Narmada, who was induced to take him to the lower region of the universe. Verse number 3, translation. There, in Rashatala, the lower region of the universe, Purukutsa, being empowered by Lord Vishnu, was able to kill all the Gandharvas who deserved to be killed. Purukutsa received the benediction from the serpents that anyone who remembers this victory, this history of his being brought by Narmada to the lower region of the universe will be assured of safety from the attack of snakes. Verse number 4. The son of Purukutsa was Trishadashu, who was the father of Anaranya. Anaranya's son was Haryaswa, the father of Praruna. Praruna was the father of Trivandhana. Verse number 5 and 6. The son of Trivandhana was Satyavrata, who is celebrated by the name Triśaṅku. Because he kidnapped the daughter of a Brahmana when she was being married, his father cursed him to become a Chandala, lower than a Shudra. Therefore, by the influence of Vishwamitra, he went to the higher planetary system, the heavenly planets, in his material body, but because of the prowess of the demigods, he fell back downward. Nonetheless, by the power of Vishwamitra, he didn't fall all the way down. Even today, he can still be seen hanging in the sky, head downward. So now we will be quickly summarize today's all the 6 verses which we have studied. Now, just to summarize, in the verse number 1, it talked about how Ambarish was the most prominent son of Mandhata, and Ambarish was accepted as a son by his grandfather Yubanaswa. So basically, Ambarish was a son of Mandhata. We have seen that. So first of all, we'll talk about the tree, family tree again here. Mandhata, son, Mandhata's son was Ambarish. Mandhata's most son of Mandhata was Ambarish. Mandhata's son is Ambarish, and Ambarish's son was Yovanaswar and Harita. 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 Son of Savan was Jovanaswar, and his son was Harita, and his son was Harita. So in this mind map, don't get confused. So in this, if this is a kind of arrow, then we have to understand the subsequent part or entity is the son of the previous one, right? So then in the verse number 2 and 3, we are seeing Purukutsa married Narmada. Verse number 2 and 3, we are seeing Purukutsa married Narmada. Purukutsa, another son of Mandhata. So Mandhata's another son was Purukutsa, and Purukutsa basically married the sister of the snakes, Narmada. Purukutsa married Narmada. So this is the symbol we'll be using for the plus. Then they are married, and the son of them was Trishadashu. Then Narmada. Then their son was Trishadashu. Okay, Trishadashu we have seen, and upcoming we will be seeing who are the sons and all. But here we are seeing in Rashatala, so they went to Rashatala. Narmada actually took Purukutsa to Rasatala. So they went to Rasatala. In Rasatala, Purukutsa, being empowered by Lord Vishnu, killed all the Gandharvas. Both went to Rasatala, and from Rasatala, Purukutsa, being empowered by Lord Vishnu, killed all the Gandharvas. Right. Now, in the verse number 4 to 5, we are seeing basically the Purukutsa's dynasty. So, 4 to 6, we will see Purukutsa's dynasty basically. Purukutsa's dynasty and Purukutsa's dynasty up to Trishadashu we have seen. Now we will be seeing from the further one. So basically, Purukutsa starts with Purukutsa, then it goes to Trishadashu. I will cut from here, paste here. Basically, Purukutsa, we have already seen it. Cut, paste here. Trishadashu, then Trishadashu, after that, Anaranya. Anaranya, we are seeing Anaranya. Anaranya son was Haryasva. Anaranya, Haryasva. Son was Haryasha. Haryasva's son was Praruna. So the graph theory makes our life easy. So we can see, we can visualize who is son of whom. Haryasva's son was Luna. Praruna. Praruna's son was Tribandhana. Tribandhana's son was Satyavrata. Praruna, Tribandhana. Then we are seeing Tribandhana's son was Satyavrata. P. Bandhana's son was Satyavrata, celebrated by the name of his other name was the name Triśaṅku. We'll put it in another color because it is not his descendant, but rather celebrated name. Oh, Satyavrata. Right. So now we will just change the color code of it. Format. This is color. We'll put it here. Right. Satyavrata. Then Triśaṅku. Triśaṅku. Trivandana son of Satyavrata. Right. Satyavrata was called Triśaṅku because he had three faults, which caused suffering, like 3 nails. He displeased his father. He killed the milking cow of his guru. He enjoyed unsanctified items. Right. So Triśaṅku has a significance why he was called Triśaṅku. Significance of the name named so as Triśaṅku. Right. So I will just add it here. Why he was named as Triśaṅku in this verse. There are three reasons, right? Three faults which cause suffering, like 3 nails. Sanku means nails. He displeased his father. Displeased his father. Killed the milking cow. Milking cow. Then of his guru. Milking cow of his guru. Then the third reason was he enjoyed unsanctified items. These are three things, which is that is why he is known as Triśaṅku. His name was Triśaṅku, right? Okay, so now in the next verse we have seen in the sixth verse, he basically Triśaṅku kidnapped the bride of a Brahmana and she was being married. So his father caused him to become a Chandala. Triśaṅku becomes Chandala. That we are seeing in the verse number 5, second part to verse number 6, we are seeing Triśaṅku what are the activities he has done. So kidnapped bride of a Brahmana. Then, so his father caused to become a Chandala. Then, by influence of Vishwamitra, he went to heaven in the same body, but fell downward due to the power of the demigods. Nonetheless, by the power of Vishwamitra, he didn't fall all the way down. Even today, he can still be hanging in the sky, head downward. Went heaven, by influence of Vishwamitra, we have seen. That is the verse number 6. Influence of Vishwamitra. Then today also is hanging in the sky. Hanging in the sky, head downward. So this was all about the first part. So now today we will stop here. In the next session, we will be continuing with the second part, that is the verse number 8 to verse number 26. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.